यशोदनन्दना व्रजजनरञ्जना यशोदानन्दना व्रजजनरञ्जना यमुनातीरावनचारी यमुनातीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी गोपीजना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी गोपीजना वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानन्दना व्रजजनरञ्जना यमुनातीरावनचारी यमुनातीरावनचारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Madan Mohan, Radhe. Jai Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Jagannath, Jaya Baladev, Jaya Subhadra. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Mithai Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकचारि स्तोत्र सता श्री श्रीमदि शिवाय ग्रेश लवे चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी श्लभोपाद की जय। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकचारि स्तोत्र सता श्री श्रीमदि शिवाय ग्रेश भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती गोस्वामी श्लभोपाद की जय। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। रामाचार्य श्री हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवास आदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण गोप गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जाय। ब्रजभूमि श्री वृंदावन धाम की जाय। नवद्वीप श्री मायपुर धाम की जाय। पुरुषोत्तम क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जाय। गंगा माँ यमुना माई की जाय। वृंद देवी तुलसी महारानी की जाय। श्री हरि नाम संकीर्तन की जाय। श्रील प्रभुपाद ट्रांसेंडेंटल बुक डिस्ट्रीब्यूशन की जाय। द मोस्ट मर्सिफुल लॉर्डशिप श्री श्री राधा मदन मोहन जी की जाय। द मोस्ट मर्सिफुल लॉर्डशिप श्री श्री गौनिताय की जाय। द मोस्ट मर्सिफुल लॉर्डशिप श्री श्री जगन्नाथ बलदेव सुभद्र महारानी की जाय। सामवेद गौर भक्तवृंद की जाय। गौर प्रेमानंदे। All glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories to the assembled devotees, all glories, all glories, all glories to Sri Guru Gauranga, all glories to Srila Prabhupada की जाय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्यं नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवतीरुत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी। Today we are reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 2, Canto 4, Chapter 22, entitled Pridumara's Meeting with the Four Kumaras, text number 38. Yasmin idam sadasad atmataya vibhati. Yasmin idam sadasad atmataya vibhati. Maya viveka viduti srajivahi buddhihi. Maya viveka viduti srajivahi buddhihi. Tam nityamukta parishuddha vishuddha tattvam. Tam nityamukta parishuddha vishuddha tattvam. Pratyuda karma kalila prakritim prapadye. Pratyuda karma kalila prakritim prapadye. Yasmin idam sadasadatma taya vibhati. Maya viveka vidhuti srajivahi buddhihi. Tam nityamukta parishuddha vishuddha tattvam. Pratyudha karma kalila prakritim prapadye. यस्मिन् इदं सदसदात्मतया विभाति माया विवेक विधुतिस्रजिह्वाहि बुद्धि तं नित्यमुक्त परिशुद्ध विशुद्ध तत्वम् प्रत्यूढ़ कर्म कलिल प्रकृतिं प्रपद्ये। यस्मिन् इदं सदसदात्मतया विभाति माया विवेक विधुतिस्रजिह्वाहि बुद्धिः तं नित्यमुक्त परिशुद्ध विशुद्ध तत्वम् प्रत्यूढ़ कर्म कलिल प्रकृतिं प्रपद्ये। यस्मिन् इदं सदसदात्मतया विभाति माया विवेक विधुतिस्रजिह्वाहि बुद्धि तं नित्यमुक्त परिशुद्ध विशुद्ध तत्वम् प्रत्यूढ़ कर्म कलिला प्रकृतिं प्रपद्ये। Any Mataji's? Yasmin, in which idam, this satasat, the Supreme Lord and his different energies, Atmataya, being the root of all cause and effect, Vibhati, manifests, Maya, illusion, Viveka Vidhuti, liberated by deliberate consideration, Sraji, on the rope, Va, or Ahi, serpent, Buddhihi, intelligence, Tam, unto him, Nitya, eternally, Mukta, liberated, Parisuddha, uncontaminated, Vishuddha, pure, Tattvam, truth, Pratyudha, transcendental, Karma, fruitive activities, Kalila, impurities, Prakritim, situated in spiritual energy, Prapadye, surrender. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Shri Shri Gaunithai ki jai, Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan ji ki jai, Shri Shri Jagannath Baladev Subhadra Maharani ki jai. Translation. The Supreme Personality of Godhead manifests Himself as one with a cause and effect within this body, but one who has transcended the illusory energy by deliberate consideration, which clears the misconception of a snake for a rope, can understand that the Paramatma is eternally transcendental to the material creation and situated in pure internal energy. Thus, the Lord is transcendental to all material contamination. Unto Him only must one surrender. Please repeat. The Supreme Personality of Godhead manifests Himself as one with the cause and effect within this body, but one who has transcended the illusory energy by deliberate consideration, which clears the misconception of a snake for a rope can understand that the Paramatma is eternally transcendental to the material creation and situated in pure internal energy. Thus, the Lord is transcendental to all material contamination. Unto Him only must one surrender. Purport. This verse is specifically stated to defy the Mayavada conclusion of oneness without the differentiation between the individual soul and the super soul. The Mayavada conclusion is that the living entity and the super soul are one. There is no difference. The Mayavadis proclaim that there is no separate existence outside the impersonal Brahman, and that the feeling of separation is Maya, or an illusion, by which one considers a rope to be a snake. The rope and the snake argument is generally offered by the Mayavada philosophers. Therefore, these words, which represent Vivartavada, are specifically mentioned herein. Actually, Paramatma, the Super Soul, is the Supreme Personality of Godhead and is eternally liberated. In other words, the Supreme Personality of Godhead is living within this body along with the individual soul, and this is confirmed in the Vedas. They are likened to two birds, two friends sitting on the same tree, yet Paramatma is above the illusory energy. The illusory energy is called Bahiranga Shakti or external energy, and the living entity is called Tatashta Shakti or marginal potency. As stated in Bhagavad Gita, the material energy represented as earth, water, air, fire, sky, etc., and the spiritual energy, the living entity, are both energies of the Supreme Lord. Even though the energies and the energetic are identical, the living entity, the individual soul, being prone to be influenced by the external energy, considers the Supreme Personality of Godhead to be one with Himself. The word prapadye is also significant in this verse, for it refers to the conclusion of the Bhagavad Gita, 1866, Sarva Dharman Parityajya Mam Ekam Sharanam Raja. In another place, the Lord says, Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate. This prapadye or Sharanam Raja refers to the individual soul's surrenders to the Supreme Soul. The individual soul, when surrendered, can understand that the Supreme Personality of Godhead, although situated within the heart of the individual soul, is superior to the individual soul. The Lord is always transcendental to the material manifestation, even though it appears that the Lord and the material manifestations are one and the same. According to the Vaishnava philosophy, He is one and different simultaneously. Material energy is a manifestation of His external potency, and since the potency is identical with the potent, it appears that the Lord and individual soul are one, but actually the individual soul is under the influence of material energy, and the Lord is always transcendental to it. Unless the Lord is superior to the individual soul, there is no question of prapadye or surrender unto Him. The word prapadye refers to the process of devotional service. Simply by non-devotional speculation on the rope and the snake, one cannot approach the absolute truth. Therefore, devotional service is stressed as more important than deliberation on or mental speculation to understand the absolute truth. Omanjanativrandasya Jnananjana Shalakya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम् वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्येव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पंगुं लंघयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणाम्। In general, people, there is some very deep misunderstanding of thinking that even if they believe that there is Atma, many people in the modern era, many people don't even believe in Atma. But even if those people who believe in Atma, they misunderstand Atma and Paramatma to be the same. So that is called Mayavada understanding. Um, they don't understand because the Mayavadis in India, the Mayavadis are very prominent and popular. After Shankaracharya's preaching, they become very prominent. They have different mathas all over. They have many followers also. And each of the follower has his own understanding of the same Mayavada philosophy. So, general people are influenced because it is convenient. Mayavada philosophy is very convenient. What is so convenient about Mayavada philosophy? You don't have any authority. You don't have to follow any authority. You don't have to maintain any relationships. Nobody monitors you. You can do any damn thing inside you or inside or outside and then get away saying that, I'm just meditating on the Brahman. So this is what basically is Mayavada philosophy. Uh, and the most dangerous thing about Mayavada philosophy is to think oneself to be God, basically. Right now, I have not realized that I am God, but after due deliberation, I will come to know that I am actually equal to God. And who is God? God is not a person. God is some undefined, attributeless light. That is what is God. Nirvisesha, nirvikara, Shakti, something like that. That is what is the understanding of the Mayavadis. So, and then they have some strong uh, examples they quote. And the famous example is given here, the snake rope example. In the snake rope example, they explain. This is Mayavadi's explanation, and then we'll come to Vaishnava explanation. The Mayavadis explain that you are in the dark, you're seeing a rope, and the rope is in a certain shape. Mayavadi philosophers. Anything that you say, they say it is all Maya. It is not true. It is not true. It is unreal. It is unreal. It's all your imagination. That is all right. We accept that. But please tell us what is real. You know, very funny thing. They say what is real, the definition of reality is what is not unreal is real. Their definition of what is reality is what is not unreal is real. So this is a very bad definition of reality. As if reality has to depend on non-reality for its existence. Reality has its own existence. It doesn't have to depend on non-reality. In fact, non-reality depends on the reality. The definition of non-reality should depend on reality. That is why you call it as non-reality. The non is taken away, then reality is what exists. But these fellows, it's like, what is plus? They say minus into minus is equal to plus. Is it a very good definition of plus? Think about it. In mathematics, if someone defines plus as minus into minus is equal to plus, this is a very crazy and rascaldom. Plus has its own existence. So similarly, reality has its own existence. But instead of actually defining the reality, because they don't know reality, they don't know the truth. So since they don't know the truth, they project this vada called Vivartavada. Vivartavada means, showing everything as non-existent. So they use this example called rope snake example. Rope is there, snake is in your mind. So you are bewildered, you are illusioned, so that is why you are imagining the rope to be snake. So Ramanujacharya, who is a great Vaishnavacharya, he used the same example to defeat Mayavadis. What is his argument? Let us study. The argument of the Mayavadi is that there is a rope and you are imagining the rope to be snake. This is their argument. And Ramanujacharya's argument is, if there is a rope, you are imagining the rope to be snake. Fine. That means there must be a real snake for you to imagine that it is a snake. If there is no snake at all, how will you imagine the rope to be snake? That means rope must exist, snake must also exist. Both should exist. Only then you can imagine. Otherwise, how can you imagine? So that means there is a differentiation. There are two realities. But they say there are no two realities, no differentiation. There is only one reality. Eko Brahma Dvitiyam Nasti. There is only one Brahman, Dvitiyam Nasti. There is no two. If you are seeing two, means you are bewildered. Only one is there. Jivatme Paramatma. There is no difference between Jivatma and Paramatma. It's all your imagination that Jivatma and Paramatma are different. This is such a wrong philosophy. So now, Srila Prabhupada and in these Bhagavatam verses, they are actually breaking the teeth of these Mayavadis by this explanation. So Srila Prabhupada is talking about one word, just one word he is using. He is explaining that one word. And what is that word? Prapadye. In the verse it is there. Prapadye, that is the last. Pratyuda karma kalila prakritim prapadye. Prapadye means surrender. Prapadye means surrender. So now who has to surrender to whom? No. If everything is one, who has to surrender to whom? The disciple has to surrender to the guru. That means disciple is different, guru is different, no? If both guru and disciple both are same, then who has to surrender to whom? Nobody need to surrender to anyone. This is what is the problem with these Mayavadis. They want to kill every bit of surrender tendency in individuals like Jivatmas. Jivatma has a natural surrender attitude. Jivatma wants to surrender to a superior authority, a higher authority. Isn't it all of us want orderliness or disorderliness? If you ask this question, which one will you appreciate? Orderliness or disorderliness? You appreciate orderliness. If there is no order, you are clumsy. The order means there is a superior, a master, controlling, putting everything in its place. That is what is the meaning of order. So it is natural for the soul to be in the situation of orderliness. So Mayavadis say there is no order. It's all, everything is Brahman. Actually, their explanation is so crazy explanation. Just like how pathetic it is, the modern scientist's explanation that how everything has been created, it's by one big bang. Just by a chance, by chance, something occurred in an unlimited pressure, an unlimited temperature, something got exploded, and then life has come. That's what is modern scientists' explanation of how creation has taken place. And it's not quite different from what Mayavadis say. Mayavadis say, using the Vedas, modern scientists say it, avoiding the Vedas. That's all. That's the only difference. Their conclusion is same. One is Sunya, another is Brahman. If it is imperceivable by me, whatever you call it as, whether you call it as Sunya, whether you call it as Brahman, whether you call it as whatever it is, it doesn't matter to me because I cannot perceive it. So that is what is Mayavada philosophy or atheistic philosophy. It's another kind of atheism. The problem, Mayavadi philosophy is more dangerous because they are bringing this atheistic conclusion using the Vedas. This is more dangerous. So that is why great Vaishnavacharyas came. After Shankaracharya, Ramanujacharya, Madhvacharya, Nimbarka, Vishnu Swami, such great Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, such great acharyas have come and they have explained this Vaishnava philosophy. What is this? What is this difference between Atma and Paramatma? The difference is Atma is very tiny, and thus the Atma is only conscious of his own body. Whereas Paramatma is Vibhu, unlimited, is conscious of everything. And Prabhupada gave many examples. One of the examples which we can identify, which we can easily relate is, for example, in such a huge, big city like Hyderabad, you may have a small plot of 100 square yards, right? So if anyone asks you, where is your plot? You will go in that street, in that lane, in that, that place is mine. So you're only conscious of your plot. But how about HMDA? Hyderabad, GHMC or HMDA, whichever, whatever you call it as. They know everything. Every small plot also they know. This is government land, this is private land, this is this land, this is that land. Everything they know. They are conscious of everybody's plots. So Srila Prabhupada says that is what is Paramatma is. Paramatma is conscious of everything. So both Atma and Paramatma both are there. The Atma is only conscious of the kshetra, this kshetra. Paramatma is conscious of all kshetras. So Krishna is telling in Bhagavad Gita to Arjuna, kshetrajñam cha api bhutani. I am also the kshetrajña, he says. Not there is only one kshetrajña, there are two kshetrajñas. What is kshetra? This is the kshetra. This body is called kshetra. So in this kshetra, there are two people who are sitting, and one person that is sitting is knowledgeable of this kshetra. There is another person also sitting in this who is knowledgeable of all kshetras. And that second person is Paramatma. And that Paramatma is expansion of the Supreme Lord Krishna. That Krishna himself is telling Arjuna. So, practically many people are bewildered about this reality. In spite of repeatedly the Vaishnavas emphasizing this, they don't want to understand that Paramatma is different, Atma is different. Because the moment you understand that Paramatma is different, you have to surrender to Paramatma, which they don't want to surrender. They want to simply go on with their whims and fancies. So that is why it is very clearly mentioned in Bhagavad Gita, again in 7th chapter also, Bahunam Janmanam Ante Jnanavan Mam Prapadyate. A man is searching for truth for many, many lifetimes. Bahunam Janmanam. And Ante, at last, he comes to know Jnanavan. After fully understanding, oh, this is what is the truth, then he understands Vasudeva Sarvamitihi. Vasudeva is everything, and I must surrender to Vasudeva. This is the understanding of actual Jnani. Samahatma Sudurlabha. Such a person is very rare. That means in the searching after truth process, people get lost. Very rarely one person comes to know that Vasudeva is everything. So then what is the easier way of coming to the truth? Go and hear from a person who already knows the truth. Tadvidhi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. You go to a realized soul and then do service to him, ask questions, and then be submissive. Then you will realize the truth by his mercy. Isn't it a relatively much easier process, much easier, way of realizing the truth than, searching yourself? It is like this. If you want to eat a mango, better go and ask someone. Not that get one seed, put the seed in the, earth, wait for it to come out, and then, let it grow. By that your whole life is gone. Even then there is no guarantee that you will get a mango tree and then mango fruit will come. You have to constantly protect it, put manure, put water. All these things if you do, still you are not sure whether you will get a mango or not. So every time you have to eat one mango, if you have to do this, isn't it called foolishness? So Mayavadis are like this. Mayavadis, they don't want to accept surrender. They think that they are the supreme, they are equal to supreme, they don't need anybody's guidance, but they will give guidance to others. Who is your guru? I don't have guru. Some divine knowledge has come into my heart. So, if you got divine knowledge by some imaginative process, leave others, na? They will also get that. Why are you becoming their guru? What worked for you can also work for others, na? Why you are wanting to become their guru? Srila Prabhupada was approached by some of his disciples, and they said to Prabhupada, Prabhupada, There's one Jiddu, he's writing in his books that, there is no need of a guru. Then Prabhupada very beautifully replied to that. Why is this rascal telling you that there is no need of a guru and thus becoming guru to you? Saying that there is no need of a guru. If there is no need of a guru, there is no need of a guru to tell you that there is no need of a guru. This is a very subtle thing. Many people cannot understand this. That how Mayavadis are such cheaters. They are such cheaters. In the name of God, they are completely bewildering people. They destroy the actual values that one must possess. Okay, general things somebody may teach, some morality and this and all, that's okay. But when it comes to deeper and deeper aspects of truth, it's very dangerous to hear from Mayavadis because it bewilders your mind. You have any propensity to surrender, they will take away that propensity to surrender by this crazy philosophy. So that is why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu warned all of us, Mayavada bhashya sunile hoi sarvanash, that one will be destroyed by hearing Mayavada bhashya. Why? Because that takes away all your aspect of surrender, propensity to surrender. So, Vaishnavacharyas have completely defeated this Mayavada philosophy. It actually doesn't need so much of great philosophical argumentation. Mayavadis can be easily defeated by a simple commonsensical argument. What are they saying? You are God now that you have forgotten God. That you are God. That is their argument basically. So if you are God and you have forgotten what kind of God you are, that is Vaishnava argument. If you are God, if you have forgotten, what kind of God you are? That's all. Simple. So in this way, Vaishnava philosophy is completely different. That is why it is said, the Paramatma that is situated in the heart of every living entity is transcendental. He is above the modes of material nature. He is not affected by sattva, rajas, tamo gunas. Whereas the Atma is affected by the sattva, rajas, tamo gunas. The example is given. There are two birds. There is a green tree. Just because there is a green bird sitting in the green tree, it doesn't mean that the bird is not there. You understand? You try to draw a green tree and then put one bird, green bird there. It appears to you that everything is green. But actually there is a distinction. The distinction is that there is a bird. So now not there is one bird, there are two birds. One is Atma and there is Paramatma. Atma is always in the process of eating fruits. So there is one bird that is eating different fruits that are there on the tree. And some of the fruits are very sweet, some of the fruits are bitter. He is busy eating those fruits. The other bird who is sitting there and watching this bird, when this bird will turn towards me, I can tell this bird which is sweet, which is not sweet. Why is he unnecessarily experimenting with everything? That is what is Paramatma. So, though Paramatma is there, practically we are disconnected from Paramatma, all of us. Why? Because we are Bahirmukha. We are always situated outside. We are not looking inward. Just like it is said, Hiranyakashipu, he wanted to kill Lord Vishnu. So he was searching him all over the three worlds. But he could not find him. Why? Because Vishnu was there in his heart. And he never searched in his heart. He was searching all over the three worlds. So Prabhupada writes, those who are always looking outward, they are called, materialistic people. Those who look inwards, they are spiritualists. This is the difference between a spiritualist and a materialist. If you look inward, then you will know many things. What are the many things? That you know that first of all, you have the assistance of Paramatma, who is exclusively, who is situated in your heart to give you what? Matta, Smritir, Jnanam, Apohanam cha. The Lord is personally sitting in our heart to give us remembrance, forgetfulness, knowledge. He is ready to do that, but we don't access Him at all. So now the natak begins. For those people who know this, they say, don't give me any advice. I am getting all the advice from Paramatma. They say, who is going to check whether Paramatma is advising you or your crazy mind is advising? So that is why you need a checkpoint called Guru outside. So unless you accept a Guru who is a representative of Paramatma, so there are two Gurus, Bahir Guru, external Guru, internal Guru, Chaitya Guru. Chaitya Guru is Paramatma, and the Chaitya Guru's representation is the Vaishnava Guru. So unless you accept a Vaishnava Guru, we will not accept that you are getting guidance from Chaitya Guru. Even if Chaitya Guru is giving you some recommendation, you have to get it confirmed with the Bahir Guru, outside Guru, Vaishnava Guru. Because there is always a cheating tendency the living entity has. Living entity has 4 defects. He commits mistakes, he is always illusioned, his senses are imperfect, and he has cheating tendency. This cheating tendency is such a prominent tendency in living entity that he can cheat about even spiritual things. So that is why we need a guru, we need a supervisor, we need a monitor, we need a person who can actually control us. That is why Vaishnavas put Shikha. Why they put Shikha? Because they are ready to give their Shikha to someone. Mayavadis, you don't find Shikha. If they are shaven headed, but they don't have Shikha, perfectly suiting their philosophy. You try to catch somebody's shaven head. Unless there is something, how can you catch? You can't catch. So that is why Mayavadis, they don't want to surrender to anyone. So, Srila Prabhupada is emphasizing this word prapadye. The word prapadye is mentioned here is because the living entity, Jivatma, has to surrender to Paramatma through the process of devotional service, bhakti marga. Only through bhakti marga you will actually be elevated from this material existence and go back to the spiritual world. Not by deliberation, 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 and deliberation. Deliberation, 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 no solution. Only confusion. People are always deliberating, thinking only. So this is not going to work. So better to go to a Vaishnava, surrender at his lotus feet, agree that we are fallen, agree that we are foolish, and request him, beg him to elevate us to a realized position. This is the process of bhakti. And those who don't want to surrender, they will remain in ignorance forever. These are some points for today's class. Are there any questions anybody has? No questions. Class is too philosophical. That's why there are no questions.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. See, now actually in past life, actually we are coming very impersonal background. Actually, we are coming. So even though we are coming to process of devotion service and a Vaishnava philosophy, it is very personal. Actually, it is. But still, we are actually means not properly. It means personal way we are not behaving like. not opening the heart and not developing relationship with Vaishnavas. Even though Krishna personally is arranging so many things, but still we are not able to dealing properly, means with the personalism way.
We want to escape.
Yeah. So because of that, we are not able to surrender, and we are not able to feeling that happiness in Krishna consciousness. Is that blocking impersonal tendency?
Yes, definitely impersonal tendency is what is blocking us. It's not just that Krishna is the Supreme Lord, then you are out of Mayavada Tattva. Mayavada is not just only Tattva. Mayavada is a behavior. It's actually what you say. It's a great disease. Mayavada philosophy has taken all aspects of our life. Prabhupada explained at various places what is Mayavada behavior. Mayavadis, they want what? They want mukti. Prabhupada explained Mayavadis wanting mukti is trying to escape a situation. Bhaktas don't want mukti. Bhaktas want bhakti. And Mayavadis want mukti. So whatever situation that is given by Krishna, Bhaktas will deal with it. They will not run away from it. And what is Mayavadi's response? He will run away. So did Arjuna run away, or he dealt with the situation on the battlefield of Kurukshetra? He dealt with the situation. His original plan is to run away. Like a Mayavada tendency. By Krishna explaining Bhagavad Gita, he made him to actually deal with the situation, and he actually came out victorious. So the difference is that Mayavadis always want to escape. So similarly, each one of us also have this escaping tendency. We want to run away. We don't want to face reality. When reality comes to our forefront, we give some justification and want to run away, escape. Like for example, if the teacher asks you, why are you doing this nonsense? Then you want to change the teacher. You are not a proper teacher for me. You are not able to understand my heart. I will change teacher. How many teachers can you change like that? Like for example, we say, I am not able to adjust with this devotee. Your problem is not with this devotee. Your problem is with your mind. Wherever you go, you will have problem. Because your mind has problem. Now that has to be corrected. So, what is the root Mayavada tendency? Escapism. I want to run away. I want to run away. I want to run away. I don't want this person. I don't want this relationship. I don't want that relationship. Because anything which blocks or anything which interferes with your sense gratification program, I want to run away. So it is much more deeper than just a philosophical argumentation. It's a consciousness is corrupt with Mayavada. All of us are corrupt. Our consciousness is corrupt with Mayavada. Even though philosophically you may be clean, but culturally, consciously we are not clean. We are affected by Mayavada disease for time immemorial.
So how to come out from that tendency that way?
We have to be consciously accountable. We have to voluntarily be accountable. You see, I have been seeing how many thousands of devotees I must have seen in my life, in my devotional life. But I only observe two kinds of devotees. One, those who are accountable, and those who are not accountable. And those who are accountable, they always are steady. Those who are not accountable, they are gone. They are Ayaram, Gairam, Ayaram, Gairam, Ayaram, Gairam. Sometimes in festivals they come, And suddenly, like demigods, they appear, disappear, appear, disappear, appear, disappear. And these are non-accountable persons. Accountable devotees, they're steady. Years may be passing, still they're steady, steady, steady. They may not make much of progress, but still they're there. So be accountable. Do everything for a person. You can't imagine, I'm doing it for Krishna. You don't have relationship with Krishna. You have forgotten it. It is not properly established. You can't just brush aside saying, I'm doing everything for Krishna. You have to do everything for a person whom you have a relationship with. If you can't do that, then it's devotional, it is not possible. It is only imagination. That many people do not want to accept that reality because that puts them in order. It puts you on spot. Right? Yeah.
Hare Krishna, bro. So thank you for the classroom. Bro, I have two questions. First question is, since you told about there are two birds, one of them is Paramatma and the other is Jivatma. Now, if since the Jivatma has the tendency to cheat and fall down, so is there any chance that the Paramatma can still hold him and restrict him to?
Is there any chance?
The Paramatma can hold the Jivatma from falling down.
Paramatma wants to hold. He wants to run away.
So, but like as you told that if Paramatma cannot hold, then what kind of Paramatma?
Paramatma?
If the Paramatma cannot hold the Jivatma from falling down, then what kind of?
Paramatma is already holding. Paramatma is already holding. Jivatma is imagining that he is out of hold. Like, for example, Prabhupada gives a very simple, beautiful example. A person who is living in the society, is he bound by rules of the government? Yes or no? Now, he thought, why should I be bound by the rules of the government? I will break the rules. And he broke the rules. What happened?
He'll be in jail.
He'll be put in. Now, is he under the rules of the government? Huh? So, either you are outside the jail or inside the jail, you are still under the rules of the government. So, whether you are liberated or conditioned, you are still on the hold of Paramatma only. This play of imagination only is causing all this. Chup chap, understand that either I am inside or outside, I am always under the rules of the government. Better voluntarily submit myself to the rules of the government. I will be kept outside. If I try to do, wag my tail, what will happen? I will be put in more stringent laws. At least when you are outside, you're still under the rules of the government, but you have a lot of freedom. But when you are under the prison, you have a lot of problem. So now we are on a crossroad. Whether you want to go to the jail, whether you want to be outside the jail. Choose. You must accept the rules of the government. If you are wise, then you understand either place I must accept the rules of the government. Better I accept the rules this way. Then I have freedom. So submit to Paramatma. When we submit to Paramatma, then more realization will come, more happiness, and then you go back to Godhead after this life. So Paramatma is holding us or not? Just like government is ruling us or not? Just the way government is ruling us, Paramatma is holding us. Is that clear?
Yes, bro. Thank you. So second question is, bro, we listen that Krishna comes in the form of sound.
Krishna comes in the form of?
Sound. Hare Krishna mantra.
Huh?
Vibration.
Sound vibration. Okay.
So, Prabhu, isn't that kind of an impersonalism aspect when we say? that Krishna is coming in the form of sound or vibration?
No. Actually, we have an impersonal understanding of sound. Sound we see is as some sound waves. Huh? But in the absolute realm, this is a little difficult to understand. In the absolute realm, everything is absolute. Nama, Rupa, Guna, Leela, everything is same. Everything is same. That means if you say Krishna and if you see Krishna, both are same. Because Krishna is in the form of his holy name. So, but one has to be very advanced to realize this. So it is not some impersonal form. Just because you cannot see Krishna in the form of sound vibration, you cannot imagine that Krishna is not there. For that matter, even if Krishna is depicted in a Krishna's form also like this, we cannot see Krishna. In the temple, can you see Krishna? We only see Krishna's form as some kind of stone or wood, isn't it? Because we are not matured, we are not trained. Premanjuna churita bhakti vilochanena santas sadaiva hrudayeshu vilokayanti yam shyama sundaram achintya gunaswarupam govindamadi purusham tamaham bhajami. Only when one has developed love for Krishna, he can see Krishna everywhere and anywhere. Otherwise, we see only idol. That is why many people say idol. Idol means what? Idol worship. These people are doing idol worship. So many other religious people comment, no? Now, why you do idol worship? What is idol worship? Idol means prana, without prana. Some stone without prana. We are not doing idol worship. We are doing deity worship. Krishna has agreed to come here so that we can see him, we can serve him very closely. By whose request he has agreed to come? By Prabhupada's request he has agreed to come. So that is different from one statue. So without that understanding for us, Krishna is like a statue only. Now if I ask you, do you see Krishna? You may say, I see Krishna, but actually you don't see Krishna. You only see a statue. Similarly, you see the name also, you can't see the name, holy name as Krishna himself. But after certain training, then you will understand holy name is equivalent to Krishna. There is no difference between holy name and Krishna. So great devotees can see like that. We are neophytes, we can't see. But by practice, stage will come where you will be able to see holy name of Krishna equivalent to Krishna. You're not on?
In the translation, Srila Prabhupada is telling, the Supreme Personality of Godhead manifests himself as one with the cause and effect with this body. So, what does it mean, bro? The Supreme Personality of Godhead manifests himself as one with the cause and effect within this body.
Within this body means in our body, everything is happening by the will of the Lord. Cause and effect is the cause and effect is also Krishna. We are thinking we are causing certain things. We are not causing. And because of our causing, because of our sankalpa, certain things are happening, we are thinking. But actual cause and effect is Krishna. We are thinking, because I am exercising my eyes, that is why I am able to see. I am opening my eyes wide open, that is why I am able to see. Even if you wide open your eyes, if Krishna removes that eyesight from you, you cannot see Krishna. You cannot see anything. That means who is the actual cause? I am only an instrumental cause. The actual cause is Krishna. If a knife is cutting, is it the credit of the knife or credit of the person who is holding the knife? The person who is holding the knife, he gets the credit to cut. But the knife is thinking, everything is I am doing. So that is why it is said cause and effect is the Supreme Lord.
This verse, it describes about, those who are situated in, like, those who have crossed the Brahman realizations.
What?
This verse.
Huh.
This verse, it is describing about, those who have, those who are situated in Brahman platform.
Not those who are not, those who are beyond Brahman.
Because here it is mentioning that he has this.
This is not even this verse is definitely Paramatma realization but he is not speaking about Paramatma realized persons. He is speaking about Mayavadis. Prabhupada has described how Mayavadis have this understanding. They are thinking that they are also Brahman realized. They are not Brahman realized. Because by deliberation, no realization will come, only illusion will come. It's true. Even to get to Brahman realization, you need surrender. You need Krishna's blessing. Without Krishna's blessing, you cannot get any realization. But they tend to think that I have realized so much. It is said, Ye anye aravindaksha vimukta maninas tvayasta bhava avisuddha buddhaya. Because of their avisuddha buddhi, that their corrupt intelligence, they think that they are in a very highly elevated position. But because they have no attraction for Krishna's lotus feet, they actually fall down. Patanti adaha, they actually fall down from that so-called imagined high position. So these Mayavadis are like that. By their philosophical speculation, they think that they are in a high situation, but they actually fall down from that position. Yes, true Paramatma realization. Thank you all very much. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Granthara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.